everyone, this is Shannon from the Peters Township Public Library, and I am here to show you how to make a pumpkin out of an old book. So this is a really simple and easy craft. You only need a couple things. You just need to find an old book. The paperbacks tend to work the best for sure, and the thicker the book, the more full in your pumpkin's going to be. So like a little skinny like beginner reader paperback book wouldn't really work so great. So the more pages you have, the more full your pumpkin will be. However, that does mean more cutting because every page of the book needs to be cut. So I have an old book that was withdrawn from the library. You can either keep the cover on or you can rip it off. It doesn't really matter. You also need a pair of scissors, a pen or a pencil, and if you want to make your own little pumpkin template, you can. So for this one, all I did was I just took a piece of construction paper and I outlined about half of the stem and did like a half circle here to make a pumpkin template. You can even, if you can't freehand the pumpkin, you can always print one off on the computer, or you can even just freehand on the book itself. You don't even have to use a template at all. I just prefer to have a template to get me started. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the cover because it's nice and it kind of gives me a nice thick base to start. I'm going to go ahead and trace my template out on my book. And if you can keep the template kind of near the bottom of your book, then that gives you a little bit less cutting. And I'm just going to cut around. So you're going to be cutting like half of a pumpkin. Make sure you get your stem there. This is where the barcode is. This particular part's kind of hard to cut because we have a label on here, but we'll make it work. Okay. And then I'm just going to tear away the excess. You're going to have a lot of scraps that you can throw away when you're done. And then now that I have this, I don't really need to use the template anymore because I could just go ahead and trace this cover. Now when you're done, you can go ahead and you can rip the cover off, but it does kind of help keep the pumpkin hold its shape, and you're not going to see the cover either when it's done. And you can, if you get more confident with your cutting skills, you can cut multiple pieces of multiple pages at a time, so you're not cutting like 300 individual pages. You can cut several, and book paper does tend to be a little bit thinner than other paper, so that's helpful too. Okay, so I have a couple pages cut there. I'm going to cut some more. Again, just going to trace that outline. Trace around. So you're going to just trace around the outline of the pumpkin, and then you can kind of use that to help you cut. And as you are cutting, it also helps, once you get a good bit cut out, to start to kind of bend your pages. I don't have too many pages cut out yet, but you can kind of do that by creasing, doing like little folds. This will help to get your pumpkin to start to form its shape. See how I'm kind of taking the pages and kind of rolling them over, folding them out like that. And you can kind of keep playing with this as you go, and even after it's completed. Okay, so you're going to continue doing that and cutting out every single page of the book to the very end cover. Then what you will do is you will take the two covers. I'm going to tear this one apart a little bit. Okay, so mine, I kind of end up getting kind of rough as I went. Somehow or other my pumpkin got smaller as I was going, and that's okay. Pumpkins aren't perfect. They are all different, so that's perfectly fine. And then you're going to take the two covers and you're going to fold it over, and you're going to keep bending and bending and bending and folding until you have the two covers. You can even take some of the pages too, and then you can either paper clip them together, you can staple them together, you can hot glue them together, so that way it is folded, it's connected, And then there you have your pumpkin. It will look better on one side than the other. The part where you have it connected, no matter what you do, for some reason it's hard to get that to fully flare out. Maybe you can also put some hot glue in the spine of the book too to kind of hold it together like that. But then you will have your pumpkin. So good luck. If you have any questions, please let us know. Again, it's just a lot of cutting. You know, but that's all there is to it, is just cut, fold over the pages to kind of give it that shape. And then when you're done, you'll just attach the two ends together and you'll fold it around and you will have your pumpkin. That's all. Enjoy. Happy fall, everybody.